and welcome to another edition of Platypus, our narrowboat adventure. Now, we're a bit behind in our vlogs. This actually is October at the moment, and I get married to the beautiful Lauren in 21 days, yes. But I've had to come up, we've not been up here for a while because of all the wedding plans and things, but we've had to come up just to empty the bilge, and I thought I'd make a start on a little bit of the fit out, the boring bit. I'm going to be pulling up some of this floor, which I know has got water underneath because it's leaking up here. I'm going to try and grind it back and put some paint down to try and settle it. Then, once I've done that, not today, I'm going to be taking this down so I can get through, and I'm going to empty the bilge in the engine bay as well. I'm also going to move the bilge pump further back because when I fitted it on hard standing, I tried to work out where the lowest point was, failed, so I need to move that. I'm going to paint the bilge, and I'm going to put a new bulkhead up here, and then I can move my way along, start doing wiring and things. But I'm way ahead of myself. This can take me a long time to get to there. I'm only up here today for about 6 hours, so I'm going to just do this little section here, which means moving everything, paint it, grind it in. By the time I'll paint it, and then we'll leave it to dry, and then that's probably what I'll do today. But I'm going to keep filming, going to keep putting videos together, and going to keep showing the actual fit out of the inside. Now, a lot of these things I've never done before, but I think I'm a little bit handy, so I'm going to be just cracking on doing them anyway myself, trying to learn as I go, and hopefully showing you guys how I'm doing it. And if you can give me some tips or tell me where I've gone wrong, that'd also be so fantastic. So let's see how I'm getting on today. Okay, right, so I've got all that up now, and I'll be honest, it's been bodged up before. This is the frame that the person before me used for the flooring. All looks okay, but to make it the right height, instead of just buying the right size battens, which I don't know how easy that is, but without said of that, he's put plyboard in the corners and in the middle to try and lift it up. Now obviously ply hasn't been treated at all, it's all just falling apart. So I can't just literally dry it, paint it and put it back down again. I'm going to have to redo it. I'm going to try and get some right size wood and make a new frame, or I can get some wood that will be waterproof and be able to go underneath it without any issue. But yet another bodge up I found on the boat, but I'll sort it out. It's not a problem. It's going to take me a bit longer now, but I'll get it done. One thing that is scary is those massive nails there. Can you see them? I don't know if you can see them on the camera. Those massive nails, which he's got pointing out towards the metal floor. Nutcase. Now, the floor down here, as you can see, is very, very wet. Well, I knew it would be because the roof was leaking. I'm going to clean all that up. But seeing all this rust scares the living daylights out of me when I start grinding. As I don't want to grind through and end up sinking the boat. But it's got to be done, so I suppose I better get cracking. Okay, so I'll ground it all down, which took me ages, dried it out, which took me just as long, ready to put some paint on it. Now, once I painted it, I'll be pretty much going home, as it's quite late now, so I'll put the boards back up, which are only temporary, as you know, just to stop any wind stuff coming through, because it's bound to be probably 3 or 4 weeks before I come back, because next time I come back, I'll be a married man. So that will stay on there for now. When I come back, I'm going to make a new frame, put down there, and then put new floorboards down, and that section will be done. Once that section is done, then I can take those panels back off and I can start cleaning out the bilge, and then I can start working my way back up the boat. So quite exciting, but I'll show you what it looks like once I painted it. So see you in a minute. Okay, so that's that painted. Now the stuff I use, which is up in the corner, I did a bit of research and it's a good price and had some really good reviews. Now there's some bad reviews saying how thick it was, so I left it by the fire while I was doing the prepping, because I was trying to use the fire to try and warm the air up to try and dry the moisture on the ground anyway. Now, it was nice running. I was able to stir it really, really well, but using it with a brush, although it doesn't seem thick once it's warmed up, it just wouldn't go on. It almost stuck, and as you move the brush around, it kind of lifted off the paint you'd already put down. After about 2-3 minutes, the brush was knackered. So I don't know what it's going to finish up like. I mean, it looks really patchy in places. But every time I try to go back over it, it was lifting it up. So I'm really intrigued to see what it's like once it's done. If it's good, if it dries and it's nice and smooth and it's watertight, then I'll persevere and use it for the rest of the boat. If not, then I may well choose something different to use. What a beautiful morning. Right guys, back here. I haven't been filming much lately because I've been busy getting married, so that's all done and dusted. But with Christmas also coming up, I'm not able to come up here. So what I'm going to try and do is set up some sort of automatic bilge. Now, this isn't going to be my permanent fix. This is something I'm just setting up just so I can get myself out of trouble while I can't come up over Christmas. Obviously, once I put the new panels in, which will be somewhere around there, which is a long way off, I'll put a proper automatic bilge in all wired into the ledger batteries. But right now, I've just basically just done this. Now the bilge is full of water, as you know, and at some point I do want to drain it all down and paint it. And I was trying to work out how can I get the float and the pump, which I already know I need to move to the lowest point, in the bottom without being able to glue it down because it's all wet. Now you can buy some glues and things that sets underwater. Don't really trust that. I had the idea that I've got an old piece of steel which was used when we welded up. That's heavy. I put the float on there and a new pump. It's heavy. So what I'm hoping, when I drop it into the bilge in a little while, it's going to sink to the bottom, hold itself in position. I've then wired this up. I say I wired up. My mate Nigel did it at work for me. Saved me a task. Through the bulkhead, which isn't actually finished yet, as you obviously know. So it's just a bit of wood. Onto a 12-volt battery. And then hopefully it will just kick in and out as and when it needs to. I can't come back for about 6 weeks. With Christmas and work commitments, and hopefully it will keep the water out. So fingers crossed. I'm going to see if it will work. Once it's all in, I'll give you a try. I'll show you all. Thanks. Okay, so it worked. I fitted it in. There's a lot of sludge and crap at the bottom of the bilge, right at the very front back of the boat. Managed to clean some of that out. Got it in there. It sits right at the bottom. I've got a lot of water out. I'm quite pleased with myself actually, but let me show you what I've done. I've then fed the wires all the way through. See, Nigel's done a good job for me. All the way back through, looked around, is on a spare battery that I've got lying around. Now that battery's fully charged. It's only going to come on every now and again as and when the water gets too high. So hopefully, I would imagine that will last for quite some time. I'm coming back in 6 weeks. What else have I been doing? Last time I was up, I repaired the framing, and I bought made some bits of wood, obviously for the floor as well. I have varnished it as well, so that's all done and dusted now. I'm going to take this piece home because I want to cut a little, as you can see, a little square piece out there because eventually the toilet's going to go there. I want to raise it up, and then underneath the toilet that will be an access point so I can see if any water's pooling. I'll probably also have like my shower waste pump sitting under there as well, so I've got access to it all. So that's what I've done now. I'm going to take that bit home with me. I'm going to get that cut. Like I said, I'm not coming back for 6 weeks, so it's been a while. It's going to be a while. Get Christmas out of the way. I love Christmas. One of my favourite times of year. Lauren's birthday, and then early part of next year I'm going to try and make a good bit of progress, and then I want to use it during the summer period. I don't want to just have it in pieces so I can't use it. I've got a lot of friends who want to come out, so that's the plan. See you soon.